Dust danced in the faint light emanating from the single torch, revealing a colossal hall, forgotten by time. The smell of mildew and decay filled the air, mingled with a subtle hint of something more, something that evoked memories, dreams, and nightmares. I, Elias Thorne, archaeologist and relic hunter, had dedicated my life to unraveling the secrets of the past, and this sealed chamber promised to be my greatest challenge. The chamber's discovery was accidental, a surprise after months of excavation in the ruins of an ancient Templar monastery, lost in the depths of the Breton forest. The monks, known for their secret practices and esoteric knowledge, had vanished centuries ago, leaving behind only legends and whispers. The chamber's entrance, meticulously sealed with stones and an elaborate locking system, was concrete proof that their legends were more than mere tales. The team, composed of myself, the intrepid Dr. Anya Paroba, expert in hieroglyphs and ancient cultures, and the muscular and loyal Marco Silva, our engineer and right-hand man, observed the entrance with a mixture of apprehension and excitement. The air was thick with anticipation, as if the stone itself were breathing. "Ready to unveil the mysteries?" I asked, my blue eyes gleaming with curiosity. Anya was the moral compass of our team, always thoughtful and cautious. "More than ever," I replied with a nervous smile. "This chamber may hold answers we've sought for centuries." Marco, with his steely patience and skill with tools, began analyzing the intricate locking mechanism. The locks, made of an unknown metal and adorned with strange symbols, seemed to defy logic. "It's a masterwork, sir," he said, frowning. "It will take time." Days turned into weeks. Marco, with unwavering determination, worked tirelessly, deciphering the mechanisms, identifying the traps, and slowly disabling each one. Anya, in turn, spent hours deciphering the symbols, trying to find clues about the chamber's function and what might be contained within. Meanwhile, I dedicated myself to studying the surroundings, poring over ancient documents, analyzing maps, and uncovering the secrets the monastery held. I discovered that the Templars were guardians of forbidden knowledge, knowledge that could change the course of history. Rumors of powerful artifacts, dark rituals, and a secret that could destroy the world circulated in the legends. The sealed chamber was undoubtedly the key to unraveling this truth. Finally, after weeks of arduous work, the day arrived. Marco, with a sigh of relief, deactivated the last lock. A metallic click echoed through the silent hall, and the imposing stone door began to creak open, revealing a dark and inviting chasm. "It's done," Marco announced, wiping sweat from his brow. Anya and I exchanged glances. Adrenaline surged through our veins. The anticipation was palpable, as if the chamber itself were breathing, waiting to reveal its secrets. "Let's go," I said, my voice choked with emotion. "Let's discover what awaits us." Carefully, we pushed open the heavy door, revealing the darkness that swallowed the torch's light. A cold, damp wind blew from within, carrying with it an unmistakable odor, the scent of death, fear, and power. We cautiously advanced into the chamber. Each step echoed in the oppressive silence. The torch cast dancing shadows on the walls, revealing an interior even more impressive than the main hall. The chamber was circular, with a vaulted ceiling adorned with intricate reliefs depicting scenes of an unknown ritual. In the center, a raised platform, made of a dark, gleaming black stone, dominated the space. "Impressive," Anya murmured, her eyes fixed on the details. "I've never seen anything like it." Marco, with his experience in ancient constructions, observed the structure with care. "The architecture is unusual, sir. Something tells me we were the first to step foot here in centuries." As we explored, a strange feeling began to overwhelm me. A sense of being watched, that something lurked in the shadows. The atmosphere was charged with energy, as if the chamber were alive, breathing, and observing every one of our movements. As we approached the platform, we noticed an opening, like an altar. On it, a series of strange objects were arranged: a leather-bound book adorned with enigmatic symbols, an obsidian dagger with a sharp, gleaming blade, and a silver chalice, seemingly empty. "What could this be?" Anya asked, approaching cautiously. I decided to inspect the book first. As I touched its cover, an electric current surged through my body. The cover opened, revealing pages filled with text written in an unknown language. The script was elegant and intricate, and the illustrations accompanying the text were disturbing, depicting grotesque creatures and dark rituals. This language. I don't recognize it, Anya said, analyzing the pages. I need time to decipher it. While Anya dedicated herself to the book, I examined the dagger. The black obsidian reflected the torchlight, revealing a mesmerizing glow. As I touched the blade, a sharp prick pierced my fingertip. A drop of blood dripped, staining the dark stone red. Immediately, a vision flooded my mind, images of bloody rituals, cries of despair, and the grim face of a hooded figure. Startled, I dropped the dagger to the floor. The vision vanished, but the feeling of fear remained. Elias, are you all right? Anya asked, concerned. Yes. I think so, I replied, still trembling. I felt something strange touching the dagger. A vision. Disturbing. Marco, with his practical sense, picked up the dagger and examined it carefully. It seems to be a ceremonial weapon, sir. Perhaps used in some ritual. We decided to examine the chalice. As I picked it up, I felt an intense chill, as if I were touching ice. The chalice was empty, but somehow, I felt it held the key to something important. I think this chalice is the key piece, I said, examining it intently. I need to discover what it contains. As we analyzed the chalice, a sound echoed through the chamber, a sharp hissing, like nails scraping against stone, followed by an inaudible whisper. Did you hear that? Anya asked, her voice strained. We looked around, but saw nothing. The darkness seemed to shift, the shadows stretched and twisted. Must be the wind, Marco said, trying to mask his nervousness. But I knew it wasn't the wind. Something else was there, in the shadows, watching us, waiting. Suddenly, the torches flickered and sputtered, plunging the hall into darkness. Silence descended, but the sense of danger intensified. Something's wrong, Anya whispered. Then we heard the sharp hissing again, closer this time. And in the darkness, we saw eyes. Two bright, hungry red eyes watching us from the shadows. Terrified, we recoiled, stumbling and screaming in the dark. Light! I cried, trying to ignite the spare torch. Marco, with his usual courage, pulled out his lighter and tried to ignite it. The flame flickered, but finally caught, revealing the creature that lurked. It was a shadow, a grotesque, shapeless form, with sharp claws and a mouth filled with razor-sharp teeth. The red eyes glowed with primal malice. The creature growled a guttural sound that echoed through the chamber and lunged towards us. Run! I yelled. Anya and Marco followed me, struggling to find their way in the darkness. The creature pursued us, its claws scraping the floor, its foul breath stinging our faces. We have to get out of here, Anya cried, desperate. We ran towards the chamber's entrance. The creature was gaining on us. Marco, with his strength, managed to block the passage, battling the creature with his axe. Go! He roared as the creature attacked him. Anya and I ran out of the chamber, slamming the door shut behind us. The sounds of Marco's cries and the struggle intensified. Marco! I cried, desperate. The door was sealed. The chamber was sealed again. Despairing, we tried to open the door, but the locks were jammed. The creature, now trapped inside, would not let us in. We have to do something, Anya said, tears in her eyes. We can't leave him in there. We assessed the situation. We needed a way to open the door and save Marco. I remembered the book we found, the dagger, and the chalice. Perhaps there was a way to use these artifacts to defeat the creature. Anya, we have to return to the main hall, I said, gathering my strength. We need to figure out what to do. We returned to the main hall, examining the objects we had found in the chamber. With each passing second, the anguish grew, guilt gnawing at us for abandoning Marco. We began deciphering the book, trying to understand the language and find clues about the creature. At the same time, I tried to focus on the visions I had when touching the dagger, trying to understand their meaning. Suddenly, Anya cried out, I found it! There's a passage in the book, a ritual to exorcise a malevolent entity. With renewed hope, we began reading the instructions, gathering the necessary ingredients for the ritual. We needed the dagger's blood, the chalice's water, and the book's words. As we prepared the ritual, we heard a noise coming from the chamber's door. The creature was trying to break out. The door was shaking. With hearts pounding, we finished the ritual. We poured the dagger's blood into the chalice, and Anya began reciting the ancient words. The energy in the room intensified. The air grew thick. The creature began roaring and pounding on the door with renewed force. Finally, Anya finished the words. A brilliant white light emanated from the chalice, enveloping the door. The creature's roar stopped abruptly. The door stopped shaking. Cautiously, we opened the door. The chamber was empty. The creature had vanished. And on the floor, we found Marco. He was injured, but alive. I made it, he said, with a weak smile. Together, we explored the chamber for answers. We found a hidden portal, a secret passage to another place. The ritual had worked. We saved Marco. And who knows, perhaps we had prevented the creature from spreading throughout the world. The sealed chamber had revealed its secrets, but it also left us with more questions than answers. The mystery continued. And surely, our journey had only just begun. The pursuit of knowledge and truth, even if it led us to the depths of the unknown, was what drove us. And together, we were ready to face whatever lay ahead.